So you want to be jacked, and you probably know a bunch of things about fitness, but one of the things that people keep telling you is be consistent. And yet, you're still not consistent. Why? Let me tell you a story. I was about 15 years old, right? My last year of middle school. And I had a friend that I had known for about 3 years. And I've always known this friend as being really like the kind of the charming guy, right, with girls and all that, and has a lot of charisma, has a lot of confidence. But one thing that he was absolutely insecure about was his weight. At first, I just thought it was this whole, trying to lose weight the same way as I wanted to, because I was a bit of a chubby guy as well. I'm still chubby nowadays, but put on some muscle, grew a little bit. But at the time, we were both pretty small and both a bit chubby. And I remember he had tried, pills, the pills that make you lose weight, and it had worked for him for a while. And then he gained the weight back a little bit. And in that last year, we had one day where we went with our like sports association, like we had, a sports kind of club in the middle school. And because we had been attending, we had a day at Marseille, which is a beach city in France, because I live in France. And I mean, I had been a bit chubby for a while now. And even the first time I was chubby and went to the beach, I just took my shirt off and I went and just swam, right? Because, I mean, if I'm fat, I'm fat. So what? I'm still going to enjoy my day, right? Hopefully you think the same way. But this guy, when I told him, like, come swim with me, he told me, no, man, like, I'm not taking my shirt off. I'm too fat right now. I don't want people to see me like this. I'm like, man, who gives a shit, man? Like, I'm fatter than you. What are you afraid about? And he still wouldn't do it. He genuinely stayed on the beach and did not take his shirt off. And you might be thinking, like, I mean, he could have just gone and swam with his shirt on, right? Like a bunch of Muslim ladies. A lot of times they just stay dressed and they just go bath that way. But he didn't. His mindset was probably something like, if the t-shirt gets wet, it's gonna get very, tight and stick to his skin, and then people are gonna see that he's fat and all that shit. And it just didn't make sense to me. How does this guy that I see as a really confident guy, a guy who has a lot of, success with girls, he's very charismatic, he's very sociable, and yet he's so insecure about this shit? And the reason I'm telling you this story is because fitness, no matter how fit you get, if you don't have the mental health going with it, first of all, you're going to have more trouble getting fit. And even if you do get fit by, I don't know, some miracle of discipline and determination, you're still going to feel like shit. You could have the best fucking body that 3 years ago you would think is your dream body. But now that you're there, you still don't feel good enough. So the first thing I want to teach you, I'm going to start using water again. Oh, by the way, if you're new here, I had a channel before. So if you hear me saying things like in my videos before, blah, 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 it's because I'm talking to the guys who already know me. All right. I had an unfortunate incident, which ended up making my channel be deleted, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm talking about mindset, so I'm not going to start crying just because my channel got deleted. I'm just trying again. Here you go. The first thing I want you to understand about fitness is something called the wish fulfilled. Now, you might have never heard of it, or you might have, but I'll still answer the question, what the fuck is the wish fulfilled, Idriss? The wish fulfilled is something in the kind of conscious creation, manifestation community, which basically entails you taking the traits and taking the thoughts and taking the emotions of the person you would be if you had already fulfilled what you wanted to have, your desire. So you might be asking, like, why are you talking about manifestation right now? Because to be honest, if you learn these principles, like the principle I'm going to teach you right now, you're going to be able to apply it to pretty much anything, not just fitness. So listen really carefully, okay? Even if you've already heard about it before, you need to rehear it, okay? So let's say we take fitness. It would mean that instead of seeing yourself as a fat ass or a skinny guy or whatever it is, right, who's trying to get jacked or trying to get leaner or whatever it is, you take the goal and you start in your head feeling and thinking as if the goal had already happened. For example, I could say my goal is to be, I don't know, 220 pounds. I'm like 180 pounds right now, something like that, and be lean while doing it. So instead of struggling to go to the gym, and instead of struggling to eat the right foods all the time, telling myself like, yeah, I need to go to get to this goal, whatever. What I do is, anytime I feel anxious about it, anytime I start feeling stress, I just start feeling the way I would if I had already attained my goal. And a lot of times, I'll tell you right now, just close your eyes. Close your eyes, okay? Listen to me. Imagine, in your head right now, imagine you're already where you want to be. You've already attained it. That's it, you're there. And you've been there for a while now. It's not exciting anymore. Now it's just the norm. Your dream body is just the body you wake up with every day. How peaceful does it feel? How relaxing? How normal? Right? It feels fucking normal. Now you're like, well, that's way less stressful now. That's the thing you need to adopt every time. Another thing you need to do, as I've said, is thinking the way a guy who's already done it would think. For example, this morning, I went to the gym and I just didn't feel like doing legs. I just didn't feel like it. And if I was in this mindset of the guy who's trying to get to the goal at all costs, right? I would probably either go and do legs but feel like absolute shit while doing it, or like do it like, lower the intensity and whatever it is, or I wouldn't have gone to the gym at all because I'd be like, I do not want to do that. I don't want to do legs at all. Instead, I take it as if I'm already this jacked guy. And as a jacked guy, think about it. As a jacked guy, you wouldn't be too stressed about the exact muscle you're hitting that day. You've already got all the muscles. You're just kind of doing it because you're used to doing it now. So instead, I went and I just did chest. I did some back. I basically did upper body, like the exercises I liked. I didn't give a shit about was it the absolute optimal thing to do. No, I just did it the way I wanted to do it. And this way, I actually went to the gym, where a lot of you guys, like you might have not gone. Now, I'll go way more in depth about this whole process in another video, but right now, I just want you to take the habit of anytime you feel stressed about your fitness journey, anytime you feel stressed about going to the gym, about eating the right stuff, whatever it is, imagine you're already there. This way, even if you don't do the ideal thing, you're still doing something. And you're actually enjoying the process of working out or the process of making your own food, this kind of stuff, without stressing about whether the result is the best you could achieve in that day. Because truth be told, even if this way of doing things isn't the best for the, let's say if you try to make as many results as possible in 3 months, right? Using this might not be the best thing. But are you trying to have just a few results in 3 months? Or are you trying to become a person who gets fit and stays fit for the next fucking 50 years? Well, that's how you do it. Anytime you feel bad about you not doing the perfect thing that day, you go back and you take the goal and you put it now. And now you're able to actually do something without feeling guilty about it not being perfect. And that allows you to take a step further instead of just staying there and stagnating because you feel guilty about not doing it perfectly. Wait, I said I would use my water now. I gotta be more clean. By the way, I'm not editing because fuck editing. It's too annoying. I've tried, but I don't feel good when I'm doing it. So fuck it. I mean, if you really want to hear what I'm talking about anyway, you'll stay. If you're still here, then I know you're gonna stay for a while, and we're gonna have fun, and you're gonna learn a bunch of shit. Second, dumb diet, dumb workout. Now, you'll be asking me, Idriss, what do you mean by dumb? I mean simple, not dumb and like it doesn't work. Simple, which means for the diet, you take, I don't know, like 3 to 4 foods that you know are good for you, that you know are good for your goals, and then you just make meals out of those 4 foods all the time. You can have more than 4 foods. I'm just like simplifying it, but the goal is have like one meal that you just eat every day. That's the way I've been doing things, and since I've been doing it, if you want my recipe, I just put like 2 potatoes, 1 sweet potato, a bunch of ground beef, and eggs, and that's it, and some salt. Oh no, I put some as well, some onion, some some onion and some garlic. So it's about 7 ingredients. I know I'm not following my own recipe, but fuck you, because technically the potatoes, the sweet potatoes, the onions, and the garlic, I mix them all together, make a kind of, I don't know how you call it, but you know, like a mushy thing, make it cook. I put it on the meat, and then I put the eggs on top of all that, and it's fucking delicious. So if you want to try it, go for it. Maybe I'll make a video about this one day. Ask me in the comments if you want me to show you like the whole recipe. This way it might help you. But that's it. I just eat that one meal every fucking day. Sometimes I'm gonna eat another meal, of course, right? Like you gotta live a little when you go out with friends and all that shit. But for most days, it's really fucking easy if you don't have to make a bunch of decisions. All right. Then for the workout routine, you just do 1 exercise per muscle group. I've already talked about this on other videos on my other channel, but I'm going to repeat it because it's fucking important and you might have not heard it yet. So the reason I'm saying 1 exercise is because I've seen a video from a guy called Nicholas Angelo, and this guy has a crazy physique. You might want to go see one of his videos, by the way. And the reason he said that was because if you change, let's say, the rep range, or the number of sets, or the rest time, I think there's all those things, all right, or the weight, right? If you change any of those things, then it becomes very easy to see the changes that happen because of those variables. If you have a ton of exercises, different ones, like 3 exercises per muscle group or whatever, if you change 1 variable in 1 exercise, you'll never really know if it came from that or if it came from that other exercise or whatever. And this way, you don't really know the stuff that works for you. If you stick to 1 exercise, let's say for biceps, you just take bicep curls. You don't do hammer curls and fucking different variations or whatever it is. No, bicep curls. Then you know, is bicep curls working for you? Is it not? Then if it's not, you change the rep range, change the sets, the rest time, the weight. Then you see if you see some changes now. If you see some changes, cool. You know that's the thing to start looking at. If you don't see changes, you start another and another and another. And if you still don't see changes, which would be really weird, but let's assume that, then you can change the exercise. You actually use the scientific approach. So that's it. Dumb diet, dumb workout. Oops. I need to take the habit. Come on now. By the way, I'm not going to do only fitness stuff, okay? As you've seen, like I've just talked about manifestation and all that shit. I'm mostly going to show you both things you can take action on, but also things that are more mental, more spiritual, and how those kind of laws of the universe are going to help you achieve the goals and take action. Because I genuinely think that's the stuff that's missing nowadays in this whole self-improvement community. Third is, remember, what I was doing. Okay. Oh yeah, right. I forgot to tell you the story about why the dumb diet, dumb workout works. Let's make it short. Basically, my little brother, he just ate. He went and bought one meal a day to like a kind of junk food restaurant out there, but not completely junk food. He just like he took a plate and it was like chicken, some salad, maybe with some tomatoes, and some cereals, right? Not the actual cereals like the sugary stuff, but like shit, how do you say like the equivalent of rice, this kind of stuff, right? He just ate that every day. Didn't change much, just ate that. And then the workout, it was just him going to the gym and being intense. I don't even think he had a particular program. He just went and he was intense about it. He started because of a girl. And he made more gains in like 4 months than I've made in about fucking 6 years. Just because he stuck to something simple. And then I advised him about a diet that was more optimal. He did it for 2 months and then he struggled like crazy because it was disgusting as shit. So go for meals that you actually enjoy tasting. That's also the lesson of the story. 3. Right. Don't become a gym cell. Another way of saying that would be, sorry, a monk mode, obsessed freak. Because I've been there. At some point, I was full on trying to make monk mode work. I wanted to make money. I wanted to be successful on YouTube. I wanted to have crazy gains in the gym. And what ended up happening is, first of all, I became so fucking dull. So dull and boring and annoying because anytime I was with a friend, the only thing I could talk about was fucking self-improvement. Not necessarily fitness, but self-improvement as a whole. And you see those guys like Sam Sulek and all those crazy gym-obsessed guys who only like obsessing about counting calories. I don't count calories, by the way. Like micronutrients all the way. Calories can go fuck themselves. And they're just counting their calories all day long. And then when they talk about anything, it's about that. They're like, oh yeah, I ate some chicken today, and I think it made like 600 calories. And then it was hard because I ate some peanut butter, but there wasn't the ingredients list on there. But so I kind of guessed and I put it in my fitness pal, and you're like, come on, man. Be a fucking human being. You don't need to be obsessed about this shit. And because of that, I just fucking hated myself. Like after I had finished talking, I told myself in my own head, like, how boring are you? What the fuck? I came back home and I was like, whoa, that's not me. How dull am I? So the lesson in the story is just fucking chill. You go to the gym, right? I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times a week, right? Maybe 6 sometimes, but I'd recommend like keep it to 4, 5, right? And then fucking live your life. Don't be obsessed about like fuck calories, fuck having the most intricate workouts. Have two types of workouts. Have lower body and have upper body. And then fuck the rest. That's my advice. Simple. Then be a fucking, I'm even gonna live it like this, a fucking human. So, to recap, wish fulfilled. Start feeling and thinking as if you were someone who's already done it, so you don't stress about it all the time. Second, dumb diet, dumb workout. And third, be a fucking human being. All right? Live your life, and the gym is gonna get you results anyway. Like, it's gonna happen. Don't be obsessed about making the most gains in 3 months. Instead, be obsessed about having a cool life so that you can keep going to the gym for the next 50 years. That's it. I hope it helps, and I'll see you, I don't know when. Who cares? Work on the inside, and the outside will follow. Take care, man. Johnny.